Hello. Hello. I guess everybody can hear me. My name is Paul Kovanchek. I'm Dennis's father. And I was born and raised in Petrolia, Ontario. So I'm a heart order. And this is my wife, Jane. She was born and raised in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And today, Tommy talked a little bit about traveling around, so I don't know if there's a prize later for who came the farthest, but we came from Perth, Australia, so we can talk that. But no matter where I go in this world, I have the center of the universe with me, so everything's going on right. First of all, I would just like to say thank you to Dennis and Melissa and the Shriners Club and all the people that helped out. I saw a few yesterday helping, and I just want to say thank you to all of them. Now I have a little bit of a short story to tell you. Jane and I were walking along the sidewalk in Kuala Lumpur, and that's about 30 degrees and 80% humidity, so we're walking kind of slow. And we get to the big street beside the Pavilion Shopping Mall. Of course, you can't get across the street, there's too many cars, and so there's a crosswalk that goes over the street. And so we took this one has an escalator, of course. So when we got to the top of the crosswalk, I looked about double as far as the cameraman is away, and I caught the eye of an Indian gentleman. And I remember this day, he had a white shirt on with brown stripes and brown pants. And we just kept kind of walking towards each other along this crosswalk over the street. And when he got about 5 feet away from me, he looked me straight in the eye and he said, "You have a lucky face." I didn't know this guy from Adam. And I said to Jane, "What did he say?" He said, "You have a lucky face." I don't know. Anyway, if I hadn't had my wits about me, I would have ran into the shopping mall, bought a lottery ticket, but I didn't have my wits about me. But I know what he means when I say that I have a lucky face, because today, it's obviously true. Today, about 90% of the Kovancheks are all under one roof. Now that doesn't happen very often. So today I have a very lucky face, and I'm going to kind of go in order of age sometimes, because I'm very old and forgetful, and I didn't bring any papers, so I'm just going to look around the room. Now this is my mother, and her name is Margaret Jean Kovanchek. She got a wedding invitation, said Grandma Jean. It still made it. Her name is Margaret Jean, and she's also a heart order. She's born and raised in Petrolia, Ontario. And now, let me see. Who next? I know one thing. I know that Laura is still watching us from only a breath away. And we're very lucky, I'm very lucky today, to have her sister Karen here, and her brother Gene, and his wife Pat. So that's another reason I feel lucky. Now, order. There's a big jump here. I think Tara's next. I think. Elbow me if I miss something. Tara was born in St. Joe's Hospital in Sarnia, Ontario. And she's been raised in Wyoming, Ontario, Kitscoty, Alberta, Jubail, Saudi Arabia, and Pattaya, Thailand. And I'm very lucky because now she's living in Ontario and she was able to come with us. Oh, I forgot to tell a little story that my mother said she wasn't going to come with us unless I brought her there and brought her back. Because the last time she came out here for a wedding, I left her at the airport for 4 hours because the plane had already left. Better not forget that. I'm lucky, baby. Sometimes, but mostly lucky. So Tara's here with her husband Jason, my grandson Cody, and my granddaughter Shasta. And so I'm lucky. Now, of course, how can I get through here? Now, of course, about 20 months later, Dennis came along. And so he's been born and raised in the exact same places as his sister, with a few exceptions, and that's Edmonton and Calgary. No, just Calgary, sorry. Only Calgary. He never got to Edmonton. But I think that if there is another Canadian father in this room, you might remember the time that your son or daughter first strapped on a pair of blades. So I just wanted to share this nice photo of Dennis on the skates for his first time. He was 4 years old, and his spacesuit looks very nice. Now, I'm sorry, Dennis. I'm sorry, Dennis. We didn't have a lot of ice in Saudi or Thailand. So, but if you start playing hockey now, maybe you can. Now, let me think. Who would be next after Dennis? I think it's Ruslan. Ruslan was born in Samarkand, Uzbekistan, and raised in Edmonton and Calgary. And one thing I'd like to say is, I'm going to start growing my hair back, because I love that hairdo. I really like that. And then finally, last but not least, of course, are my two young daughters, Brianna and, I'm taping this, Brianna and Danielle. And they've also been born and raised in Edmonton and Calgary. So they're all burdens. Now, why did I say all this? Because I want to take the opportunity right now, because we're all very lucky. We're very lucky that we have just gained, in my mind, another granddaughter-in-law, daughter-in-law, sister-in-law, and I just want to welcome you, Melissa, to our little diverse group here, okay? Welcome to our family. We have one more job we got to do, and that is I want everybody to stand up, please, and raise a glass. I know for some quite hard, and that's okay. Melissa, this is to... I'll tell you more about the whisker rub later. Something to do with the lucky face. Melissa, we all wish you a very long and healthy life, full of happiness, and hopefully a little bit of luck runs on. To Melissa.